Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are doing fine. So I am Priyabrat and I welcome you all to one of the next video that's on SED. SED, like awk, is also a widely used and popular programming, you can say programming language. That as a bioinformatician you must gain this skill, and it solves very simple complex things in a very simple way. Okay, so that's where I would recommend you to go definitely gain these skills either through this video or going some other online materials. Okay, so yeah, so SED is basically a stream editor. Okay, so that means if you have a file and you want to edit it based on something, right? So basically how you will be editing it, so you have to open in a vi editor or let's say nano and then do the edit yourselves, right? And sometimes if a file is very big and you have to do so many edits, then you cannot do on your own, right? So in that case the SED you can use to edit the file. Okay, so that's where it is a stream editor. So basically it will take the data as a stream from your file or from any content, and then it edits. So that's where the definition says like it reads one or more text files. Okay, it will read the data and then it will help you. That means you can use it to make changes or edits according to what you want to edit. So that's where the editing script. So that means you will say that I want to edit this. Okay, so that changes you can do on the data, and then after editing you can redirect the results or edited results to the output, or in a file you can redirect to a file. So that's the way the SED actually works. Okay, so it will take the input and you can do the changes and you can do the then redirect the output. Okay, so we'll see that, for example, let's say if you have a given file and you want so there are some different commands we will see, like print, delete, insert, find and replace, but most widely used is the the what the powerfulness of SED is substitution. Is given, find it and then substitute it, replace it. Okay, so for example if I give a file and based on some pattern you delete that, or you want to like edit it or change it to with something else. So those find and replace can be done using SED. So basically the syntax is very simple. You start with SED, then you can write the command, and command is given in single quote, and every command is executed. You can write multiple commands as well, command 1, command 2, command 3, like that we will see one by one, and each command should be executed by -e option. Okay, so for example SED -e, then the command in single quote. Okay, but if there is only single command you can no need to give -e, so that's an optional. But if there are multiple command, then you can separate each command, like -e command 1, -e command 2, like that, and finally you give the input file. So this way either we can specify the input file at the end, or you can redirect the output, so that get this file. So basically the cat will be piped to this output, and then SED will take the stream, and then you can the result redirect the output, let's say greater than, and you pass the output to some other file as well. Okay, we'll see, don't worry about the syntax. We will on the practice you will learn. And so two things to learn instead. First, the different commands, like four widely used command: P for printing, D for delete command, I for insert, and S for substitute, means find and replace. These four commands if you learn, then it is very useful. And some flags we can use: -n, -r, and -e. E is for execution, R is for regular expression, something we want to use, and N is for just a silent kind of thing. We will see. Okay, so let's first start with the print command, which will help us to print a given line. Okay, so let me show you the data that we will be using in this command, which is so I have prepared this data for us. So same data what we used in awk, but here I have given an additional column, just numbering. S1 is for serial number 1, serial number 2, serial number 3, like that, just to identify the line number. It would be easy to do the examples. That's where I have added this explicit information in this my data set. Okay, So first you write like sed, then as I said the command has to be given in single quote. So let's say sed command. If we do not give any command, by default what it will do, it will print all the lines. Okay, that means we are not doing any editing at all. Okay, so that means we are as it is, whatever the data came, it is going as output. Okay, so I'm just piping it to head so that we will see only the top results. Okay, so you see this is one way of doing it, or the second way I said like you can directly get the results, the file, and then pipe it to the sed command. Okay, so this will redirect the all the content of this file to sed command, and I'm just showing the head, so both will result in the same way. Okay, so okay, so let's I will be using this syntax for now. So the first command what we saw is like just no editing, just give as it is. Okay, so now by default I do not want, so I can give the flag called -n, that means quiet. So by default it prints every line, so I want it to quiet, so you give -n, so that means no printing. Okay, so that means the default action is disabled. So now I can give a command called let's say 1p, means first line you print it. So 1p will print the first line. Okay, so I'm just removing head for now. So if you want to give 10p, means it will print with the third line, sorry, 10th line. So that's why S10 you can use in the identification, it will be easy for me, right? So let's say if you want to print fifth line, so simply say 5p. Okay, but now the problem is like if I remove this -n, what will happen? So two things is happening. So by default it will print it will not be quiet because -n removed. So what it will print everything, but if you see 5 will be printed twice, because this is because I have removed -n, that means this is not quiet mode, and this is the explicit command. Okay, so that's why whenever you are using this p command, use by disable the default printing option, so you can say that way. So that's why I'm saying that don't default print, and what I'm telling that you print, so that means 5p. Okay, so 5p will print the fifth line. Now let's say if you want to print fifth to ninth line, so 5 comma 9 if you give means fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So 5 comma 9 will give means from fifth line to ninth line. So this way for example, this is a very easy way of taking some middle section or the top section or bottom section of the file. Okay, now let's say if you want only fifth and the ninth line, so you cannot do 5 comma 9. So basically what we have to do, there are two ways to do it. So first you say like first execute 5p, then another command you type 9p. Okay, so basically as I stated that multiple commands can be given. So this is my first command, execute. I'm telling execute this command 5p, and also execute this command which is 9p. Okay, so this will print fifth and ninth line. Okay, so S5 and S9. But now see, this is boring, right? Every time you have to give, but you can also combine multiple command, and so in that case you have to just separate it using semicolon. So that means first command then second command. Okay, so this way we can also do the same thing, and since it is one command you can also omit this E option, so the default behavior will be same as well. Okay, so we saw first line, 10th line, 10 to 15th line, and 10th and 15th line. Okay, so now another trick is like step function kind of thing. Okay, so basically what we'll do, let's say you start with second line, but next you print every third line after that. So 2, then 5, then 8. So you see increment of 3. So that's why jumping kind of thing also you can behave. Okay, so now let's say I want to print all the odd lines. So basically what I have to do, I have to start with 1 and increment by 2. So S1, S3, S5, S7, S9, like that, right? So if I want to print even line, so basically I'll start from 0 and then I'll increment with 2, 2. So you see now second, 4, 6, 8, like that, now all the even line numbers are printed. Okay, so now the exercise for you. Okay, so basically what you have to do, like let's say I want to print 1, 2, then skip 3, 4, then print 5, 6, then skip 7, 8, like that. So the trick is I can use this to anchor and increment by 2 2. So that means two commands I can give. So what I'll say, start with 1, then increment by 4. So that means print 1, then 5, then print 2 to 4. Okay, 2 to 6, so like that. So 1 2, then 3 4 will be skipped. So let's try that. It's a little complex. So this is useful if you are aware of FASTQ files, right? In a FASTQ files, each read consists of 4 lines, right? The first line will be the header, the second line will contain the sequence, third line will plus, and fourth one is the quality. Suppose you want to just extract the sequence information, that means first and second line, you do not want third, fourth, then fifth, sixth, so like that. So that examples you can use it. So how to do that? So basically I want first my command minus, I can give like start with the first line, and then I want 4 increment by 4. So what will happen, s1 s5 like that. So I will give another command here, semicolon, start with 2, also increment with 4p. So now you see s1 s2 printed, 3 4 is skipped, 5 6, then 7 8 is skipped, 9 8. So that means every first 2, then 2 is skipped, then next 2, then 2 is skipped, so like that. So this is a perfect example of extracting FASTQ to FASTA kind of thing. Basically we do not want quality, we just want the sequence information. Okay, so that's about the print command, and we can play around different minus n and p options. So now let's say we want to delete it. Okay, so for delete we have to use the d command. Okay, so let's say I want this is SED. Okay, and we do not now because we do not want, we no need to give minus n option here because this is not printing. Basically we are asking the command delete. Okay, so I'm telling 1d is what is the delete the first line. So basically what it will do, it will delete the first line and it will give me all the results. Okay, so let's say I want to delete the third line. Same okay, 3 means s1 s2 will happen, s3 will be deleted and followed by like that. And again if I want 3 comma 5 means 3 4 5, it's not 3 and 5. Okay, it's 3 comma 5 means 3 to 5. Okay, so you see s1 s2 is there, but 3 4 5 all are deleted, then it starts from 6 7. Okay, so this way 3 comma 5 comma d we can give. But now if we want to delete only third and fifth line, so how to give now, 3d third delete, then give semicolon 5d. So that means this is the first command, then this is the second command, like that. Okay, so now if I do this, this will be s1 s2, 3 is deleted, 4 is present but 5 is deleted, like that. So we can use semicolon and multiple commands can be combined together. Okay, so again delete every odd lines means again you can use how, like start from 1, then increment with 2d means what will happen. So all the odd line will be deleted because first line deleted, then increment by 2 means third line, fifth line, like that. If I want to delete all the even lines, so I have to start from 0 means 0 delete, then 2 delete, 4 delete, like that it will increment by 2. Okay, so this kind of pattern is useful if you exactly know the step kind of thing. Okay, that way it is very easy to delete it. So now learn about the insert command. Basically let's say 1i means before first line I want to insert. Just to give an example, let me try this way. Head, I'm just take head this thing and I will pipe it to SED 1i. This is the first insert, means insert before the first line, let's say triple star. You see, before the first line this one is now inserted. Okay, so if I do 3i means third line, so after before that it will, so first 2 will be printed, then before third the content is printed. So this is very useful if you want to insert a header. So what I can do now, I can simply type a command, head this thing and 1i, then I give serial number, tab, chr, chromosome, start and strand gene. So if I execute this, it will print the header in the command. So you can try that. So now the most powerful function of SED why people use is the S command, which is the substitution. Okay, so substitution means find a pattern and then you can delete it using the S. Okay, the syntax is like S then followed by you can give 3 this thing, and the first place here you give the what you want to search and what you want to replace, find and replace. Okay, and it's not always these 3 forward slash. You can use any characters, even hash 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 as pipe pipe pipe, or anything you can give. Okay, so there is no restriction on particularly what to use as the delimiter. Okay, so let's hypothetical example. In this example, I want to delete the chromosome. So the syntax would be SED substitute S, and the first block I have to write CHR. This is what I want to delete, and I want to delete with nothing. So that way I can I want to replace this with blank. So that's way it is I'm deleting it. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, this is my this thing data. So SED. Okay, so now S da da da. So the first you write what you want to substitute this with, let's say, this thing. So what will happen, you see, chr1 I chr replace triple star, and if I want to delete it, I simply say like this, blank. So that means now you see chr is easily deleted. Okay, so now let's take an example. If I want to let's say convert this tsv file into a csv file, so what will happen, let's do that. So this is I want to substitute tab with comma. So what happened, can you tell me what happened? Just see that comma is inserted only at first option. Okay, because SED will only substitute find and replace by default the first occurrence. But if you want to do across everywhere, wherever it is there, then you have to give a flag called G. G is for globally search. So globally you search for this particular pattern, and wherever it is pattern you replace globally. So now you see, if I do this one, you will see it is now replaced, all the tab is now replaced with the comma. So this way, within a single, you do not have to write a big Python code, or you do not have to open tsv file in Excel, then convert it to CSV. Basically, using the simple sed command, you can substitute tab with the comma separated globally. So this is easy way to. That's what it is, an editor, right? So you have edited your tab file to CSV file. Now let's this is an example where this will be used for. So let's say hypothetically this is my pwd, this is my working directory, and I want to, let's say, replace this string. So if I do like this part, you see already my input string has forward slash, right? So SED will get confused. Okay, what to substitute? So let's say in this example I want to substitute all the forward slash in my string into a pipe. But since forward slash is there in my string, so I cannot use this one. So instead, let me try with this one. So what I'll do, I can use the delimiter as this thing, and here I will say forward slash, and that replace with pipe and give globally. So this way now you see it is replaced everywhere. Okay, so that's what the usage of when the input contains this one, you cannot use this one. Let's say your input contains hash, you cannot use hash. Wherein when your input contains pipe, you cannot use the pipe as a delimiter. That's what I wanted to show you. So now another use case, like let's say if you want to delete a blank line, so basically you can use a pattern like start and end. So in a regular expression, this caret symbol is the first starting, and the dollar is equal to ending. So that means nothing is there. So you can use this command to delete any blank lines in your dataset as well. Okay, cool. So now little advanced concept. So now when you are doing this thing, right? What do you call when we are doing find and replace, right? Whatever the find SED finds, so that is by default stored in a variable called ampersand. So we can use this information, use this variable to do a lot of things. So let's say hypothetical example, I want to replace plus with bracket like this. Okay, so what I can do, like let's say this is my syntax, substitute plus with, I have inserted bracket, and whatever I matched, right, I will be putting over here. Okay, so okay, let me otherwise do one thing. Okay, what's the example? Let's say what I want to say. Okay, let's try this. Okay, not a problem. So head SED data tsv, this is my data, right? So I want to replace plus, okay, and I want to replace with, let's say whatever it is matched and in the bracket. So the basically I want to insert this one. Okay, so you see now plus is there, but now I can use a regular expression, let's say plus or minus. Okay, and since pipe is a special symbol, you have to escape it. Okay, so that this I'm telling that, okay, so this is my syntax, I'm telling it to SED. So now you see what happening now. I am saying that this is my match plus or minus. Okay, so whatever is matching, either plus or minus, whatever it is matching, so you just substitute that with bracket, then whatever it is matched, then bracket. So that means when plus is matched, so it will be substituted with plus bracket, like that. Okay, so that's the use of this thing. Another example could be, let me use tell you an example. Let's say hyphen r. Okay, before that, let's say I want to take another example. Let's say I want to pattern this match. Okay, so let's match this one. Okay, I want to duplicate this column. So what I want to chr1, I want to replace chr1 chr1. So how can I do? Okay, so my pattern will be chr. Okay, and then I replace with let's say pattern like this. Okay, so let's try this. What happened? See, chr twice, right? So whatever it is matched, it is matched. So otherwise I can write as, okay, then digit 0 to 9. So you see S1, S1, S2, S2, S3, S3, S4, S4, like that. Okay, and we can also give some space here. Okay, so you can give some space. Otherwise we can give some, tab as well. See, duplicate columns we can as well give. So that's the beauty, like whatever it is matched, that is information stored in ampersand, and we use that ampersand to replace anything. Otherwise I can write, let me try with this. This is serial number, I want to replace this. So you see, instead of S1 I am writing this is serial number S1, S2, S3, S4, like that. So this, it is very difficult to do in, like in any programming language, but in a SED it is very easy to do in just simple one line. Okay, so now I will explain another concept called, extended regular expression, like hyphen r, which is useful when you are using extending the regular expression. Okay, so for example, when we are doing this, let's say I want to replace this, substitute s followed by a digit and one or more character with, I want to delete this one. Okay, so let's try this. So this is my data, I want to delete this S1, okay, with, blank. So what I can do, so I will say the regular expression, what I'll give S followed by, let's say, digit 0 to 9. If I say plus, okay, so what will happen? It did not work because SED could not understand plus. So but if I give R, it could understand it because plus. So now it is an extended regular expression where it is able to understand plus means one or more character, like the regular expression what we use, and using that, you can trim this, delete this option. Okay, and yeah, another advanced concept, like we can catch the, let's find, while finding we can catch that, group that information in a bracket. So then using 1 and 2 we can catch the pattern. Okay, so let me take an example. So here I want to capture this information. How I will be capture this? Like S followed by any digit plus, okay, and giving hyphen r for, plus, understand plus symbol, and this is my pattern I want to search, but I want to catch that information, store that information, and so for that I have to use the bracket. Okay, so what will happen now? This results, whatever is matching, that will be stored in a variable 1, okay, \1. So now we can use that in the replacement. Okay, so in this example I want to replace add hash on the top. Okay, so S1 replace with hash S1, like that. Okay, so how can I do it? So let's try that. SED, okay, so substitute S, then followed by digit, then plus. Okay, followed by S, followed by digit plus, and yeah, so it will not work because plus it did not understand. So I am again giving -r. So but it got deleted. So now here I want to catch it, right? So I'll give a bracket over here. So here now I'll say \1 means there is no change, but if I put a hash, you see that hash is there. So hash followed by whatever is matched. Okay. So now let's say hypothetical example in the next exercise. We want to reverse, that means this S1 I want to put it over last column. So that means I want to rearrange it. So how can I do? So what I'll do, I'll store this information as $1, I mean first catch, and the remaining one store in -2. Then I can swap 1 to with 2, then I can easily do it. So that's what I'm doing over here. S followed by 0 to 9 plus, that means S followed by a digit plus anything, then a tab is there, then followed by dot star, means dot means any character and star means one or more. So that means dot star means anything. So now I put a bracket over here, means this part I put one bracket. So this will be stored in the 1, whereas the remaining dot star means from after tab, dot star is this part which will be stored in -2, and then in the replacement I am just saying 2 followed by 1. So that way 2 will be printed followed by the 1 will be printed. So let's try this. Okay. So once again, okay, S. So substitute, first is S followed by a digit 0 to 9, then you give plus, then tab. Now this part let's store in first variable, first 1, then followed by catch it with dot star. So, and then you say $2, sorry, $2 means like \2, then tab, then you give 1. So now you see this part came as the so now the column has been arranged. And yeah, so one more thing I forgot to mention, we can the way we gave G flag to search globally, right? The way we gave this G flag. All right, I think I have explained that. Sorry, flag, right? Did I forget it? G means global substitution. Yeah, so I think I've explained G for global substitution. You can give the I flag as well, just to give the in case insensitive search. Okay, so if you want DDX small letter, you see, but my gene has DDX, it will be able to replace it, substitute it. Just to try that, substitute, let's say S. Okay, and let me try with DDX. Okay, and you type. So now if I don't give any case insensitive, because I'm asking like my pattern is DDX small, but my gene has DDX capital, it will not substitute. But if I type I, it will now substituted it. Okay, so another example let me try is yeah, you can, what I mean to say, you can also give a global option as well. IG means flag is I as well as G. G is for global substitute as well. Both will work. Let's say another thing, another place gene is there, so that DDX will also be substituted. Okay. And yeah, this is important. So far, you see, like even if we did this change, right, the original file will still remain as it is. Basically, we did not do any changes on the file itself. You see, basically it took the data and it did some changes, but it did not do the changes there in the dataset. It did the changes in the string. And then, so basically if you want to store the result, you can store the output, let's say result.txt kind of thing. Okay, so original file will not be disturbed. But let me try this example. So for now I will store this temp file, and I will be using, so this is my temp file. Sorry, temp.tsv, this is my temp file. So let's substitute ddx gene in this file. So what I can do, so I will say sed substitute ddx and with the delete. Okay, So what is deleted, but if I again print this file is, it will still there. But if I type -I, means in place edit, means don't, basically in the file only you edit it. So this will not give me no input files. Okay, so this stream will not work. So basically we have to give the file, because what I am telling is like edit in this file. Okay, so stream will not work, right? Because stream will it is streaming the output, so SED will not know where to edit because there is not a file. But the moment I type this, what happened, it now does the substitution in this file directly. So that's why you will not see any output. Now if I see the cat file, so you will see that this is permanently deleted. So that's why it's risky to use. If you are not sure when you are trying, right, do not use -I option. Just redirect the output, and once you are confirmed with the output, then simply put have I option. So that way it will in place, it will edit. So I hope that's all about SED. I hope this was all useful. Just if I summarize what we saw, like we explored 4 command: print, delete, insert, and substitute, and the flag like N, R, and E. Like we saw like how to print command, then delete different lines, then insert, then replace, find and replace. Then we saw like how to use different delimiter, and then we saw like use of ampersand. We saw extended regular expression, how can we use, then catching the find a string in 1 2 3 4, like that, you can catch the different information and use that in the replacement as well. We saw that. And yeah, and we saw I for case insensitive search, and hyphen I as for in place edit. I hope this video was useful to you. And yeah, so yeah, whatever the information I gave, I think you can further go and read in the manual of SED. Also some important useful resources online to gain more in-depth knowledge. And in future I will be doing some case studies using, let's say, awk, sed, grep, let's say take a VCF file, GTF file. So lot many complex things we can do. So yeah, I will be posting those videos as well. So please if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel and share among your network. I hope this video was useful to you. So thank you, bye bye.